Your woman has stopped respecting you. What can you do about it? Bottom line is, gentlemen, the reason a woman stops respecting her man is because he stops being a man. He stops pursuing the goals and the dreams that provide her with a feeling of protection, of provision in her life. And if you don't have that disposition, or you're losing that disposition, don't be surprised that you will also lose her respect, not only from her, but from your colleagues as well. So what can be done about that? Now, allow me here some time. What I'll do is go into this psychologically and scripturally and see what kind of insights will come forward from it. But let's go to the scriptures. In 1 Corinthians chapter 16, it says the following: be watchful, stand firm in the faith, act like men, and be strong. Let all that you do be done in love. Be watchful. That means you're looking ahead. You're pouring yourself toward a direction in your life. You have goals in your dreams, and you're watching to make sure the devils and the demons and the predators in your life are not coming into the home, coming in through the technology, coming in through education, coming in through different avenues, even theological heresies in your home. You're doing what you can to provide that protection for her. And when you're able to provide that protection, she can feel comforted in her femininity to flourish like a flower. And she's not able to do that if you do not have your goals and your dreams pursued. It doesn't mean you have completed them all. Please, come on, guys. The vast majority of men who pursue their goals do not succeed in most of them. That does not mean they don't succeed in some of them. The fact that you're trying, the fact that you're pushing, the fact that you're putting yourself out there gives her a sense of respect for you. Now, what does respect mean? It means to hold somebody in high regard, to trust them in a deep level. So be watchful, stand firm in the faith is what God tells us. Don't be wishy-washy, stand firm. Sigmund Freud, the great psychoanalyst, said when he was little, his father told him a story of walking down the streets of Vienna with a new hat that he purchased. And a man walked up to him, he said he was a Christian, by the way, who knocked his hat off his head that ended up falling into a puddle. And little Freud asked his father, so what did you do about it? And his father said, I picked up my hat, cleaned it, and walked away. Freud saw his father as a weak man after that. Now, I'm not saying that we should retaliate for insults. I think Jesus specifically tells us to turn the other cheek in that regard. Now, this is not about self-defense. That's a whole different discussion. If you'd like to get into that, send me a message or put a note in the comments about it. But the point is that when you don't have boundaries, when you don't stand firm in your life with your woman, or with your children, or with your community, or with other men in your life, if you don't put your boundaries down and stand firm on them, people lose respect for you. Be strong, the text tells us. Be strong does not mean being barbaric and pounding your chest, I am a man, all this other nonsense. Being a man does not mean carrying a club and acting all tough. Being a man means standing firm for your convictions, providing the protection and the leadership that your woman deeply desires in her life. Because biologically speaking, physiologically speaking, when a woman becomes pregnant, she becomes very vulnerable to the world and the sources in of danger in her life. So she needs somebody to provide for her and to protect her. So a woman always looks for men who are strong and generally stronger than them or more successful than them in that regard. I know I'm going to get some hate mail by my feminist friends or toxic feminists, whatever it is. That's okay. I'm putting myself out there as well because I genuinely believe that there's a significant difference between the masculine and the feminine in life, and that difference is God ordained. That does not mean we don't have characteristics that switch and go back and forth, but it does mean there's a distinct difference between the two. And then it says in that passage, let all that you do be done in love. What that means is that whatever I do as a man, I do it out of love, not out of a sense of trying to generate some kind of respect for myself, but rather I do the things that by default generate respect, but that's not my goal. My goal is to first honor God, because that is the first thing about a man that's important. As A.W. Tozer said, the most important thing about a man is what he thinks about God, because God is the most important thing. And when your heart and your goals and your anchor is rooted in the eternal Lord of the universe as your source of strength, now you can pursue your goals and your dreams and your visions, and she can generate a sense of respect for you. There's another passage that I want to talk about in Ephesians chapter 5, which is, I think, pretty profound here. It says in there that we should, Ephesians chapter 5, there it is. Going on verse 21, it says, submit to one another out of reverence for Christ. Now, I think this is very important to give in to each other, to compromise with each other, as this is specifically referring to marriage and marital relationships. But then it specifically says the verse that many my feminist friends find problematic and do not want in the Bible. It says, woman, submit yourselves to your husbands as to the Lord. For husband is the head of the wife, as Christ is the head of the church and gave himself for her. And at the end of that chapter, it specifically says, let each one of you love his wife as himself, and let the wife see that she respects her husband. Now, Eckridge wrote a book called Love and Respect, which I highly recommend for you. It's basically saying that the deepest desire of the feminine is for the man to be the provider, protector, the prophet, and the king in her life. And the deepest desire for the masculine is to be that provider, protector for her. And for that to happen, he needs to have respect, to be held in high regard. And Eckridge in his research has shown that men would much rather be respected than loved or cherished. And women would much rather be cherished in that regard. Now, there is an overlap, of course, between the two. But the bottom line is that if you don't provide an environment where her femininity can flourish and her beauty could come out, because you are providing the source of protection, the source of strength, the source in her life that she can trust, because you are pursuing those goals in your dreams, financially, physically, spiritually, so she can rest while you're doing that. And you can flourish while that happens, not only among your colleagues, but also from her as well. Some women have told me, I've heard this a lot, that I will only respect him when he has earned it. Well, the passage that I refer to doesn't say that, because if you take that and reverse it, you'll say a man should only love his wife when she deserves it as well. Then there'll never be a deep, abiding, long-lasting relationship there. Whether she deserves the love, you still love her. Whether he deserves the respect, you still respect him. Because sometimes following your emotions can get you into dangerous positions. Rather, let your emotions follow you. You do the right thing for the right reasons at the right time, and let your emotions come out. So whether he deserves respect or not, you still honor him. You still give him that. And whether she deserves the love, you still show her that affection. You still love her. Moving on. Connect with other men. So if you are having that problem with your relationship with your wife, or your girl is not respecting you, find other men in your life who you know do generate that respect. And you'll also find, I guarantee you, that man has goals and dreams in his life, and he's also pursuing them. And he's accomplished some of them, but he has others. He's constantly on the go. He has that masculine energy coming out of him, because he provides that sense of protection for the females around him, and a sense of honor for the men that are around him, and protected them as well. So pursue men who have that in their life. Spend time with them, learn from them, go out to dinner with them, play golf with them, go watch football with them, whatever it is that you do. And then make sure that those men are rooted, anchored in the eternal love of God himself, so that they are gentle in their spirit toward those who are close to them, and harsh and tough toward the evil and the wickedness in the world. You need that. So join with those men so you can learn and be part of that. Because the people you spend time with make you the kind of man that you want to be, whether you like it or not. By the way, that also includes the things you watch, the things you read, the podcasts you listen to, and things of that nature. And finally, if you really want to grow in your respect with your girl, first respect yourself. Take care of yourself physically. Stop eating all that junk. Stop kicking back and doing nothing when you're relaxed. Do something productive. Learn guitar, learn the piano. Get out there and go running. Get out there and walk. Get out there and do something productive for your body, for your mind. Read something that will cultivate your imagination, that'll make you more interesting to talk to, that you're feeding information to others. And I'm not saying you can't take time to relax. Come on, we all do. There's times for Netflix, times to play with chess, times to relax and just kick back and watch a game. Of course, there's always time for that. You need to have that. But you also need time to pursue your goals and your dreams. And when you do that, you anchor yourself first in God, the people around you that are also pursuing those goals, and you become the kind of man that she wants to respect. And a final word to the ladies watching this. Men deeply desire a word of encouragement. The world is out there, and it's a tough place, whether it's in the business or in the wilderness. And men have to put themselves out there and take a chance. First, they have to take a chance by pursuing you, because you could say no, and that's difficult for a man. But they also take a chance in business, and they take a chance in education and in publishing, or whatever it is that they're trying to do. And the vast majority of people tell them that they're worthless, they can't do it, they're not able to complete the tasks they're done because they're comparing themselves with others. So they deeply need a word of encouragement from you. And that's where that respect comes in. And the men feel like a man. They feel like getting back up because you're encouraging him to do that. Men need somebody to be there on their side when their armor is down and they're broken. They need somebody to uplift them. And that's where your nurturing, loving, feminine nature can come in to encourage that man to be the God-given warrior, prophet, protector, king that God made him to be. God bless.